Fuck it, I'm happy to leave that going. That was Taz, but this is Richard Lewis reporting for kRYSTAL.org. And with me is someone who's not having a great time of it at the moment. We had to coax him gently into doing the interview. It is kRYSTAL from Team Alternates. So, I don't know what's going on with your team at this event, because Copenhagen Games was such a great place for you last year, and then in this tournament things just haven't been going your way at all. So what's been the difference in the team? Is it just making that transition from Source to CSGO?
Well, I don't think at all that the change is the main factor why we are at the moment not that good, but I mean, it's not like we lost totally. We had like one overtime match, then two 16-14, one 16-13. We only lost one map, 64, where we just didn't found into the game. And yeah, we had just unlucky rounds, or we made dumb mistakes. I don't know. For example, we had in the first two games we didn't have one pistol again. Yeah. Then there was one round, there were 20 seconds left, it was a 5-on-3 for us, the bomb was down, but no one checked on a timer. Then I faced dump, I died, then the next one got a headshot as well. And in the important rounds we just made little mistakes, but yeah, the enemies just caught us on this. And yeah.
Well, why are those little mistakes creeping into your game? Because, as I said, when you were here in the finals last time, I mean, you guys didn't make a mistake. You didn't make a mistake all tournament. You almost won the entire thing against all the odds. I mean, even at second place, it was the greatest, you know, Source upset of all time, probably. And you guys were just so on your game. People were accusing you of creating some super land cheat. People couldn't figure out how you were so good. And now in these games you're making these, you know, silly errors. So, any idea why that might be?
Well, I always say to my team that it's all just a thing in your head, and well, I think there are many small things that are in the back of our head. For example, that we don't have as much hours as, for example, NIP. They have like 3 times the amount of hours we play, but we still play a lot of times. And I don't know. We were confident when we came here, and we also at Vienna we played well good as well. But I don't know why it's like, for example, at Vienna there was just one frag missing, and we would won the game against every games, and we would move on. And here as well, I mean, if you would have won against Quantic, the Americans, in the overtime, we had one map. Yeah, we would won 2-0 or 2-1, I don't know, but we would not in the loser bracket. And well, I don't know if it's just bad luck or if it's a curse. I don't know. We don't have luck at the moment.
Well, why do you think you will be cursed?
Maybe I cheated. I don't know. I don't know. My payback. I don't know. Well, I really don't know, because we're all holding together. We lose as a team, and we always stand up, and we feel comfortable in the team. Of course, we have our little troubles in the team too, but I don't know. Maybe next time.
Well, I mean, you're not out of the tournament yet. You are still in the lower bracket. Let's not get all doom and gloom. I mean, it's possible you could get it all together. You know, you've had a bit of time to analyse and galvanise your spirits as a team. I mean, are you confident, kind of, maybe that you could turn it around coming from the lower bracket?
Well, I think there is always a little spark of hope, but it probably is really hard because. Yeah, we just have lost many games so close, and to enemies we thought we would beat them easily, and I don't know if we can recover from this. But of course we hope, and we won't give up this easily, and we will just see how the next game went. But we have now 2 maps that we can V2 out, so maybe we have now a little bit more luck, and yeah, maybe we will win a pistol now. Even I don't know. We will see. We hope.
It's a very strange time, I would say, for the German scene, because you guys started out so strong coming into CSGO. You know, there was you who, we were at the top of CSS when the game came out. N faculty were, causing all sorts of surprises at ESWC. MTW had kind of moved to an international roster, but they still had very good, German players at the core of the talent. And everyone was like, wow, this is going to be the game, the version of Counter-Strike where Germans aren't onliners. This is going to be the one where they're LAN heroes. And now it's all kind of changed, and the German team seem to be doing not as good as they were a few months ago. German EPS as well seems to have taken a bit of a... It's not the big attractive league it once was, where it was like super competitive. Now they're one or two teams. So what's going on with the German team? Are you Germans just bored of Counter-Strike all of a sudden?
Well, I think it has to do with the change of CSGO since, I don't know, I mean, for example, the prize money were reduced in the German EPS, like it wasn't doubled like everyone, or maybe a little bit higher like everyone thought, because 1.6 and Source were put together, but it was lower than, well, for example, Valve, they had like 6 weekends where you could buy CSGO for the half of the price, or I don't know. Yeah, and in CSS that was like 2 times in 4 years or something. Well, I think this has to do with the game itself too, that many players don't want to swap over, or that there aren't many new players in the German scene, or when there are new genes then they get called cheaters again, and I don't know, it's always the same. I don't know, well, there aren't a lot of new players in the German scene. Maybe this is a problem, I don't know. Right,
well, let's move away from trying to fix these big problems that we can't really do while we're here in Denmark, and let's look at the tournament as a whole. You've already given up one team alternate, it sounds like a little bit, so I'll ask you who's going to win it and why, and are you just going to say NiP like everyone else?
I don't even know who is still in here at the tournament, because well, I don't know, but I hope that it's not NiP again, because some change would be good. And yeah.
Well, if not NiP, who would you like to see win it? That's probably a better question. Other than yourself.
I'd like to see the splitted Epsilon to win. It would be no. Just that to show that it's not always that you can see this team is good and this team is good. There can always be surprises. And like in the last event, everyone underestimated us. This is why we came out big, and they're doing this with them too. I don't know. But I think also EC and Navi, they got really strong in the last month. I think these two might win as well.
I mean, have you been surprised in general with the kind of the way the 1.6 teams haven't done quite as well in the early stages of this tournament as a lot of people thought they would? You know, Navi lost to Epsilon and ESC Gaming lost to Mouse Sports. Is that something that surprised you?
Well, of course it was a surprise, because when we first bracked them, for example, we bracked against EC or Navi, and no offense, but they were really not good. We won really high against them. But you can see with hard work like you can get on a higher level fast, and the problem is just to stay there. And yeah, but this is the main factor. I mean, you can get fast, or it's not a problem to get up on a high level, but it's hard to stay there. That's what NiP is making them so special.
What kind of plans do Alternate have at the moment in terms of a team? I mean, have we got to the stage where you guys have thought about maybe roster changes or maybe taking a break? I mean, has there been anything like that talked about with the team?
Well, of course, people are always mad after such a performance here, but well, I don't think that someone will say, "Oh, I don't want to play anymore," because we lost many times already. But we won also many times, and we know this, that if we stick together and we work hard, and we see it, like I said, with Navi and EC, that if you work hard, then you can play on this high level. I don't think that we will take a break, but the other way around, that we will now play a little bit more, because you know Abitur in English? Yeah, I had my writing exams, and now I have like 3 months free. So now, because in the last week I, for example, had lots of times had to go earlier because of my test, and yeah, this is now gone, or I'm finished now, and I think we will play more now, and we will see.
I know this might seem a bit of a redundant question, but do you guys have any plans to, in that break to get to more lands? Because you have been attending these events, and you said, as you rightly said, you're out in Vienna, you're here in Denmark. Are you going to be anywhere in the near future?
Well, it's not. We always want to play at a LAN, because if the more you play on a LAN, then the more you feel confident and you the more you get used to it. But it's more like an internal thing with our organization, Alternate, that they don't want to send us to every LAN, because, for example, the female team is here as well, and I don't know, but yeah, I think our organization wasn't that proud that we lost in Vienna that fast, and now here again. So we will see. Well, we had an invitation to Birmingham to the next LAN, but MNL has to work, so he can't get free for 3 days. Since he had here already 2 days to take off, and yeah, where we would like to go, but there's also another problem, that in our team there are 3 people work. I still go to school, and Rek is studying. And yeah, in the most other teams, I don't know what they are doing, but it's not like, well, Solek said that he asked other teams, and well, it's not like it's not at it's not at their team like it is at ours, that 3 people have to work, so we can't get off every week, or we get off Friday, and I don't know. So this is a problem too. But well, we want to go, of course, to the next line, but we will see which one it will be.
I mean, just as a final question, I mean, I've always wanted to ask you this, and it might seem a little unfair, but obviously you had this reputation. You know what the reputation is, and you know, you're actually a really nice dude and everything. You get a hard time online, and like, do you ever kind of, you know, regret the way you've been portrayed like online? Like, you know, is there anything you would go back and change, or given that, you know, given that you did, you know, cheat a little bit, but then you ended up in a great team anyway, and, you know, I mean, would you have changed anything about your Counter-Strike career?
No. No, because I really often thought about this, what would have been if I haven't cheated. First of all, the difference between, for example, me and other people that cheated is that I only cheated not when I was only 14, but I cheated when I was still a public noob. Or I cheated on public and in PCUs, but I never cheated on, for example, ESL or any league. I haven't got busted anywhere, and I even self-admitted that I cheated. This is, for example, something that no one... Well,
no one ever does that.
Yeah, this is, for example, nothing. And when I was this young, I personally thought, well, what could be so hard when I just cheated and I admitted it, people will give me a second chance. Yeah, but in the internet, people are all retards, sorry. And I don't know, and the other thing is that if I hadn't cheated, I am sure that I wouldn't have the motivation to show everyone that I'm not that. So this is, for example, why how do I say?
Well, working so hard.
Yeah, for example, I always wanted to show everyone that I'm not just a cheater, that I'm really good, also on LAN. And this was just some of my motivation. Somehow the hate to the flamers, but also the will to show them, and yeah. And which also shows again that if you work hard, you get a team, and blah, blah, blah.
Well, look, it's great that we finally got to do an interview. I'm really excited that we got to do it. And, you know, try not to be too down. Tournament's not over, so you never know what can happen.
We'll see.
Well, you caused a lot of surprises last year, so like I say, anything's possible for you guys. To all the people out there at kRYSTAL.org, do stay tuned to the website. We're going to have more interviews like this one from here at Copenhagen Games 2013.